Welcome to KeyPod.
Welcome to KeyPod.
We are your hosts. I'm Alex,
I'm Nadia.
and we're going to get right into it.
This is how to create a podcast.
You're going to learn how to make a podcast with us.
Yeah, we're doing this together. We are all on this together.
A lot of effort, work, brainstorming, and a lot of fun, a lot of laughs that have gone into the creation of this podcast. So we're talking in this podcast about how to start a podcast, which has gotten so meta, even in the setting up and like brainstorming and ideating about all of this.
Yep.
I've gotten headaches like at least 3 times within the span of our just like thinking this through.
We discussed, let's make a list of the most basic things that we need for this. And our list was like 30 things long because there is a lot more that goes into this than we realized.
Yeah. So you're going to be figuring this out with us. We're going to be trying to cover everything we can, but
to the best of our abilities.
Exactly. As is the purpose of this podcast, we are going to be trying and erroring and figuring things out, you know? So it's not gonna be perfect. It's not meant to be perfect.
Yep.
You know?
That's the main takeaway from this. Please understand we are not professionals.
No, we are not, but we're here to give you quality content.
Yes. Only the best.
Only the best from your work besties. So for now, we're going to give you a brief rundown of just a few of the topics we're going to cover. Because like we said earlier, we have found out there's a lot to cover.
There's so much.
There's so many steps that go into making a podcast.
And in an effort to not overwhelm you, we're going to break this episode down into, just the basic topics. And then as we move forward in future episodes, we're going to dive a lot deeper into a lot of the things we're going to discuss today.
Okay, so what are the topics we're going to cover?
So the first one is branding. So fun. Everybody loves branding themselves. You can do it. We can do it. And one of those things is choosing your podcast name. That's a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
You need a name.
You need a name.
You need a name.
And we got lucky because we're kind of taking over the reins from an already established podcast. So I'm really grateful we didn't have to go through that step ourselves.
Yes.
Because we already spent so much time coming up with the rest of these ideas.
Yeah. The
intro alone has taken us like 30 minutes at least. How would we have taken like years
just to pick a podcast name.
And
now we don't have to.
But
you do.
Oh my God.
But you do, and you can do it, and we believe in you.
Nadia serving real hard truth out here.
It's true. You do need to pick a podcast name, and it shouldn't be super long, but, I mean, it just should feel right to you.
Something snappy that's, like, true to you, true to what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Something emblematic, if you will.
Something that may or may not, I mean, it should, but it doesn't have to speak to what you might be talking about and covering in your podcast.
This is true. It just has to give a flavor of you.
Yep, which leans into the next thing. What is the topic of your podcast?
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big one. That's
what are you going to be talking for hours and hours and hours about?
With that comes, what is the vibe?
Yeah.
What is the atmosphere? What are you trying to capture? What are you trying to portray?
How do you want your audience to feel when they're listening? Do you want them to feel like they're being educated? Do you want them to feel like they're talking to their best friend? Do you want them to feel like calm? Great things to think about if you're thinking about starting a podcast.
To really get it started, though, you're going to need
equipment. Oh, this is the fun stuff.
You have to think about the hardware you're going to need. You're going to need microphones. You're going to need headphones. But more than just that, like, you're going to need the cables that go with all of this.
Yep.
There's a lot that goes into it that, you can just, pick up a Yeti from Best Buy or something.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, not the judgmental tone.
Okay. No. Hear me out. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. Because for a lot of people, the thing is just getting started.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like for us, like it was just getting started, getting going.
It really is.
What I'm saying is, if you have a local co-working space, such as Key Coworking, located in San Antonio, Texas, 1520 West Contour Drive, maybe you can find a podcasting room just like this one that we're set up in now.
It's pretty nice.
We've got the place sound treated. We've got a permanent setup with microphones, stands, cables, headphones,
Instructions on how to use things.
instructions on how to use things,
Yep.
backdrops. What else have we got? We've got the audio interface, the Focusrite. Okay, so what comes also with software and hardware and learning your equipment is getting familiar with your equipment.
Boy, do we know it.
Oh,
Just getting this set up, we were
falling over ourselves.
We were falling over ourselves,
messing up the cables, tripping,
unplugging things on accident.
Oh my gosh, there's
I
so much
unplugged
unplugging.
I unplugged Alex's laptop like 3 times just by rolling my chair over the cord.
Which, such is life.
That's why you have to get familiar with your equipment. We cannot stress it enough.
Boom. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so necessary.
Learn your systems before hopping in the recording booth.
Test it out.
Please
just
don't.
Test yourself.
Like, you can do it like we are, where we're just hopping in.
What do you mean? No, this was our 5th try. This is so polished.
This is very...
We will preface that this is probably the most expensive portion of starting a podcast, because this is where you're getting the equipment that you don't really have lying around your home. You probably don't have a mic lying around. Unless you do, and that's awesome. And
a win.
Yeah, and headphones, you can probably use whatever headphones you do have, but obviously it's worth investing in as well.
That's what this all is. It's really, taking on a creative venture like this is, it's an investment of time and energy.
Just keep in mind,
this is an investment in you.
It's an investment in you, but you also want it to be something that's sustainable.
True.
So I would not recommend going out and buying the highest end mic and the highest end.
Please don't. That's
everything.
Please do not.
Like, we love what's the word I'm looking for? Not the excitement.
Ambition?
Yeah. We love the ambition.
The eagerness, if you will.
Yes.
But it's really easy to fall into that trap.
It is.
Of like, this is going to be a great venture. I should invest all of my life savings or, the entire next paycheck into figuring out a system, or not even, usually it's before you even figure out a system.
Yeah, it's just you get so excited and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy all the things I need. But I would just caution against that.
Try to start with the most basic stuff that you either already have, or you can lend from a friend, or you can find at a co-working space where they have everything already all set up for you.
Yes, that is honestly probably the best scenario if you want to start a podcast and you don't want to take the risk of buying a mic and buying
That's so true. It's like a test run.
Yeah.
It's a test run of everything.
All you need to bring is your own laptop and then, finding the software that you want to use to edit. But then you just hook everything up and you don't have to worry about, if I drop this in 3 weeks' time, I just wasted all this money, because you didn't. You just rent a space.
You gave it a shot, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've got it all set up for you here. So whether it's any co-working space or Key Coworking space, or I've heard that some like towns or cities or whatever like have libraries that have like a full recording booth.
Whoa, that's cool.
Things like that.
That would actually be a good idea if you don't have a space to record that's sound treated, but you have the equipment. There are some soundproofed rooms in libraries that you can rent for free.
I completely forgot about that too.
And then, now you've got a quiet space that you can record in.
Our next topic, we're talking about content planning. So this is where you're going to get down to the meat of thinking about what's going on. You gotta plan what you're going to say, at least a little bit, unless you're like really going for one of those concepts of like, we're just going to like completely freeball it.
Yeah. But also it's just setting yourself up for success.
It is true,
just give yourself a little bit of something to go off of.
A tiny bit of planning is really all that you need. In a future episode, we will talk about strategies to brainstorm.
Different brainstorming methods, formats.
I love brainstorming. It's just, for me, it's like a dedicated like space, like mental space, and like knowing that you're setting aside time to just kind of think. I'm kind of a nerd.
You're a whiz at this, though.
Oh, thank you.
You
wow.
are.
Oh,
you really are. It's like the creative research portion of this.
That's
what it is.
Yep, you hit the nail on the head.
I think there's definitely going to be some people that really enjoy researching the hardware and the equipment that you're going to be using.
And kudos to them.
Like the technology, amazing. I wish I was that person.
You're stronger than I am.
None of it makes sense to me. But there's also the people who love the creative side of it. Our next topic is distribution. And that one there's not too much to say about it, but it is a big one because it's literally, where are you posting your content?
which is something I will be figuring out after we finish recording this episode.
Yes.
So you will be hearing from us on this topic very soon.
Yeah, we will figure it out.
It'll take research.
It will. And I've heard it's not that hard as hard as you think it is. But we will find out more about that, and we will don't worry guys, we will give you all the information.
We'll get back to you soon.
Yes,
after this
we
quick
will
commercial break of us literally figuring out what we're doing.
1 second while we actually go research.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what's going on here.
But we will definitely do a whole episode like diving into all these topics.
We will likely do multiple episodes once we figure out how hard it is after we finish recording today. And
yes. Yes.
Okay.
So some of those streaming platforms are going to be things like YouTube, and that goes into if you want to add visuals to your podcast.
True.
Then you can
get familiar with your equipment.
Get familiar with some new equipment,
with
like
some filming
cameras
equipment
and lighting.
And it can really be as simple as one of those influencer ring lights and your phone.
Yeah, guys, you can get this stuff off of Amazon.
It really can be.
Like you really can just get the bare necessities and then grow from there.
And
as
just start.
Yeah.
We're going to say it over and over again.
Just start. Button
Dear
C.
listener, please just start. Whether
Yes.
it's a podcast, whether it's writing a novel, whether it's making a painting, whatever you end up doing, it will be worth it. But please, if there's any advice we could give, it's really just start.
It really is. Because there are going to be like so many things that you're going to get hung up on, and you're going to want to stop, and you're going to be like, I can't start the podcast until I figure this part out. It's not true. I mean, depending on what it is, it's probably not true. Just kind of pick something that you feel good enough about.
Pick your battles.
Pick
your battles.
That's it. That's
Wait,
really
we're
it.
actually talking about, let's transition into the next topic.
Go on.
Next topic is
Mindset. This
So-
is the fun one.
Yeah, go off.
This is the fun one in that you have to be nice to yourself.
Oh, ouch. You're looking directly at me.
No, I'm saying it to both of us. Okay, and what I mean by that is,
Yeah.
okay, all right, perfectionism, it's something a lot of us deal with. Just know, first of all, it's never going to be perfect.
Never.
Your first episode, not going to be perfect.
And that's not a
And
bad
that's
thing.
totally okay. You really just need to start because it's all just trial and error. It's all just growing and getting better as you go.
Okay, but that's another thing. You got to trust the process. You know, whether or not you have like imposter syndrome or you just really don't believe that you kind of can do it.
It's just trusting the process, that it's going to be messy. It's going to not feel comfortable because it's all new to you.
Best you save it for the later episodes.
Fine.
I know.
Come back, guys. Okay, how are we ending this? How do you feel now that
I
we've
feel
recorded our
even
first
more
episode?
energized than when we started.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy, seeing as how I think I'm running on
fumes.
Yeah. Like, how do you feel?
I feel like it's been a long time coming. And
Wait, you're right. Go on.
No, yeah, it's
You're
just
right. And you should
we've
say
been
it.
looking forward to this. It's been really fun. It's not as scary as I thought it was going to be.
It really isn't.
And yeah, that's just the thing. It's just getting started.
But it feels kind of natural, not gonna lie.
It really does.
It's like, haven't we done this before? Like, I swear we've done this before 30 times already.
Yeah. What do you want? If there are specific topics you'd like us to research and talk about, please let us know.
I'm gonna give you the job of researching software.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
Okay. See, that's okay, but that's the whole point. We are ready and willing to do this.
No, I'm
for
actually
you,
so excited.
dear listeners.
Here's the thing. I actually love research.
I do too.
love researching.
Wait, but okay.
I love researching about something I care about. Let's be
that
specific.
Therein lies.
I
Yep.
will not research about something extremely boring. It will pain me. But doing
the
this,
history of the color eggshell, like
why was I also thinking about researching a color?
our brains. Okay, this is another example of why we spent too much time together.
Yeah.
But I mean, oh wow,
We did it. If you're hearing this,
we succeeded.
we did.
If you're hearing this, we did it. We made it out.
Do it.
We made it out the other side of hitting the record button
Yeah.
for the first time.
We put button seat and we just started.
And we just started. And that's what it took for us. That's what it's going to take for you.
It is.
And we're here to figure that out with you. And with that,
And with that,
we will get back to you with another episode of KeyPod. So stay tuned.
and tune back in.
And we will have a updated list for you about which platforms you can find us on, because I know for sure this is going on YouTube, but until I figure out how we're going to do this, stop laughing at me, please.
Sorry. Ah.
Until we figure out exactly how and where things are going to go up, we'll keep you posted.
This is how it goes. This is real. This is how you guys are going to experience it.
At some point, we're just going to also have to hit stop recording.
Yes, we are. Okay, what is our official outro? What are we saying? Thanks for listening.
Okay. At least this is going to be our okay, this is also part of setting up the podcast, guys. We have been talking about how we're doing things as we're doing them, which I mean,
intros
learn as you go.
Intros and outros.
Oh my gosh, we will be in
so much harder than I thought it was going to be.
So much more difficult.
Feels so awkward and dumb.
A little bit. But the thing is,
this is the most authentic first episode we could give you.
So welcome to this next rendition of KeyPod.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Alex.
I'm Nadia.
And we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.